Up guys, it is your boy APFC back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you may be in the world. I am doing a video today on something that's broken in the last 24 hours or so that's gaining a little bit of pace. Is apparently Brendan Rodgers is looking to sign Kieran Tierney next transfer window. Now, Tierney has been a player that came in with a lot of hype, and because of his injury, has not really been able to live up to the hype. When he was getting some consistent game time, it was around the time where Arsenal were facing a lot of turmoil in respects to the end of Unai Emery's reign at Arsenal. Probably really hasn't had the best environment to succeed as such. He then had that shoulder injury. Apparently, he is back in training, so I think it will not be too long before we see him in an Arsenal jersey again. But with Brendan Rodgers working with Kieran Tierney in the past at Celtic, and the rumours that Ben Chillwell could potentially be moved on at the end of the season to either, I think the link was Chelsea or Man City, or I think it was Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea was the team that are interested in Ben Chilwell, who I think is a very good left back actually, um, for around 100 million, and that would completely send the fucking football world absolutely crazy if he's going for 100 million. But they want Kieran Tierney as a replacement, and with Rodgers working with him and knowing what the sort of player he is, it's not something that's overly surprising. I guess the big question is that number one, should Arsenal sell Kieran Tierney, and number two, is Kieran Tierney's Arsenal's best left back? I'm going to go through that this video. So I'm just going to go through this article. This one I'm reading is at the Scottish Sun. It is in a couple of other sources over the internet as well. But I'm just having a look now. So apparently the Foxes have identified Tierney as their perfect replacement for Chilwell should the England ace depart the King Power Stadium. Chelsea have heavily been linked with the move to Chilwell. And it says that apparently Rodgers would love to reunite with Kieran Tierney. Obviously, he's spoken very positively with him regarding him in the past. And apparently, Arsenal are looking to recoup the full 25 million that they paid for him, and Leicester are willing to match it. Which is, I'm not sure how true that is, because Arteta has come out in an interview recently speaking about Tierney, saying that he has been unbelievable since he has been there in terms of attitude and work rate and trying to get back to full fitness. And yeah, he's just basically talking about his work ethic, saying it's incredible and whatnot. His exact quote was, "He's making very good progress, but we need to wait for the bone and attachment with the tendon to heal before he can make any contact." Because Tierney now is back running, doing non-contact work, but he is not involved in any, I would assume, no team training situations at the moment yet. He has been training. His work ethic is incredible. I've been really impressed with him. Hopefully we can get him soon, but we have to be a little bit patient. Now, this is what I'm wondering first and foremost. Would Arsenal sell Kieran Tierney? It's hard to say, because he wasn't a signing that came in under the Arteta reign. However, saying that, it didn't look like when Emery was in charge anyway, he was calling the shots in respects to signings. Obviously, there's been talk that Emery wanted Zaha and Partey, and we ended up getting, Pepe, obviously, and we didn't really end up getting a defensive midfielder either. So I'm not 100% sure that he's going to stay, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to leave either. I wouldn't be surprised in some respects that Arsenal are looking to recoup the money, but I think that if they did, it would be a very silly move, because the second question that I was going to bring up is Tierney Arsenal's best left back? And I am going to go with yes, he is. Why I think that is that let's compare him to Kolasinac. Sorry, I'm just going to move this here off my screen. Let's compare him to Kolasinac, because I'm not going to compare him to Bukayo Saka, because he is not a natural left back, although has performed very well there when there has been injury problems this season. If in terms of going forward, I don't think we've seen the best of Tierney yet. If you've watched him how he was playing at Celtic, or if you've at least seen highlight packages, Tierney can get forward very well, and his crossing ability, in my opinion, is better than Kolasinac. Where I think Kolasinac is the better uh, player is that I think running at defenders with the sheer directness of his running and his sheer size, where he's one of the biggest built left backs I've seen in world football since I've started watching football. That's what makes him most difficult to stop, and he's quite an intimidating figure down that left-hand side. His overlaps are very good, and I just think that Kolasinac has more of that build to be able to fully succeed in the Premier League. Saying that, that does not mean that Kieran Tierney can't get to that, not that sort of build, but that sort of physical presence to make him even more of a dynamic player. Obviously, the Scottish League is not the highest level of leagues in the world, and he was playing in a team that was incredibly dominant in the Scottish League at Celtic. And he's coming to a league where it is a different kettle of fish and a lot more difficult to adjust. Based on Kieran Tierney's the raps that he has from so many players. You know, you've heard Andy Robertson talk about him, saying he's an exceptional player, saying that he will succeed in the Premier League. You obviously you've heard Rodgers talk about him. A lot of Scottish footballers telling the media that Tierney could be one of the best left backs in the world. And for Scotland, it's obviously they've got Andy Robertson at left back, but Tierney can play right back and can also play centre back. This is what I'm getting to, is I do believe that Kieran Tierney has more footballing intelligence than Kolasinac. I think he has more of an engine. He can get up and down quicker, and defensively, Tierney is by far more sound than Kolasinac. I think Kolasinac has made some improvements in respects to how he can drop back and how quickly he gets back now. I don't think he's as fit as Tierney, because you've seen when Arteta came in and Kolasinac was playing left back, he looked absolutely wrecked by the 60 or 70th minute mark in pretty much all games, because I don't think he really, under the Emery reign and even under Wenger as well, he didn't really have that urge to get back, and he was very, very lazy at times, and it was very frustrating to see a left back with no defensive responsibility whatsoever. But I will give Kolasinac credit, as he has rectified that. But I think Tierney will offer a lot more in respects to coming back quicker, and I think Tierney's positional sense in terms of when to push forward and when to come back, a skill that a lot of left and right backs find difficult to balance. Even players like Trent Alexander-Arnold sometimes is questioned for how far forward he gets, and at times he doesn't get back quickly enough, although Liverpool have a much better team, so he's be able to get away with it. But basically what I'm saying here is that I think Tierney has one of those rare qualities that Kolasinac does not, of when to hold his position and when to bomb forward. I think his crossing is much better than Kolasinac. I think crossing has been a weakness of Kolasinac's game, although it has improved a little bit recently. But as I said, where Kolasinac sort of is the better left back is driving forward at defenders, but what lets him down often enough is his final third play. You saw when Tierney came in, he got an assist very early in the piece for Martinelli in the Europa League, and was looking some player when he was coming into the lineup. Towards just before he got injured, he was playing Premier League games and wasn't exactly setting the world alight. He had a few very average games, but at the same time, what do you expect from a player that's played in a team not only so dominant, but playing in a team that, there's no competition, and they're by far the best team in the Scottish League. So it would take some adjustment, and at that point, we had a very poorly structured defensive unit, which obviously has been rectified since Arteta has come in. Can I see Leicester going in for him? I actually can, based on the... Sorry, I'll just let that ambulance pass. Sorry about that. But basically was saying that I think that Leicester will go in for him because of the relationship that Rodgers does have with Tierney and the fact that he has managed him in the past. Do I think Arsenal will sell him? There's all these reports that we're happy to recoup the money, and in some respects, I'm sure this has been discussed in terms of, can we get a 25 million recoup when we already have Kolasinac and Saka, who is now playing left back? But I don't think they will do it just yet. I think they will look to see how Tierney goes towards the end of the season and next season as well, then potentially look to sell him off. I just think that Tierney is on far less wages than Kolasinac, and I think has more potential. So if we are looking to get rid of a left back, I would probably be looking at Kolasinac over Kieran Tierney. And let's be real, we've seen the quality that Tierney has. You've seen the tenacity that he showed for Celtic and the passion that he shows. He could be a real leader amongst the squad when he sort of finds his feet in the English Premier League. And as I said, he has that rare quality that Kolasinac does not have in terms of when to go forward and when to get back. As I said, I think Leicester will go in for him, but I don't think they'll be successful, and I think Arsenal will look to keep him at least for another season to see how he adapts under the new Arteta era. But that's all I have time for today, guys. Just wanted to do a quick video on that. Any sort of feedback would be greatly appreciated. Please go check out the other videos I've done recently, including the one I did on Nicolas Pepe yesterday. And keep your eyes peeled for more videos, because I'm going to be doing a reaction for the Arsenal-Newcastle game, and I will be doing one more video today as well. Thanks for watching, guys. This is APFC. Hope to hear from you soon.